Okay, and I'm live. So, hi, I'm Cursed1701, and this is my Hotline Miami New Game Plus any percent submission for QuickCade. I'm kind of going to let the run just speak for itself in terms of why it should be shown here. It's just fast. Let's get this going. So the first thing to talk about is mask selection, which is quite important. So we play with Brandon. The reason that I run New Game Plus as opposed to New Game is because you get Brandon. He's not the easiest mask to use, but you get either a 30% or 33% movement buff from using him, so yeah, you want that for speedrunning. The other boss who's kind of a viable candidate for this category, who I do use for one level, is Tony, because Tony has killing fists. So opposed to knocking everyone down, you just kill everyone straight up and you basically get instant executions, which is quite nice. So this menuing here, or Xing continue, quitting continue, whatever you want to call it, it's every time you, like the first time you do it, it saves 16 seconds from skipping just cutscenes and generally walking around. It saves literally minutes throughout the course of the run. And it's kind of that and the skips that define this from all levels, which is the main you play every level category. Now, Overdose is probably a good time to start talking about cycles. I nearly hit the wrong master. Basically, because we have to do mask selection, it means that every cycle that you experience when you pick Brandon as a mask is unique to New Game Plus any percent. Oh, that was close. Because in all levels, when you start a level, it's basically on random, so you just need to mash left. And in New Game any percent, you basically play with Tony, so it's different. Now, this is kind of the first skip, well, it is the first skip of the game. It's quite easy to perform, but if you mess up, it costs you like 12 seconds-ish. So, because of gear hitboxes, you just execute through the wall, punch this guy towards the car, and just get in like that. Quite easy. Now, I use Tony for this level purely because it's this top left room. Like, he just makes it so consistent. Wow, that was really good by me. He makes it so consistent. So we use guns to just lure people. He just makes it, like, you can do it with Brandon, because you take the melee weapon from that guy, but it's not kind of ideal. I think I need to shot for this. Yeah, that noise, it's quite an interesting mechanic to have doors explode, but it's used only once in this game, and like I think a few times in Hotline 2, but yeah. So Full House is another level that kind of heavily relies on cycles. I need to get... There's an earlier cycle here that I'm going to try to get because, I mean, it's the earlier cycle, but I completely messed up the movement, so he saw me earlier. I might be too late for this cycle now. Or I can just not hit the dog. So, melee weapons, you need to... It's not just a matter of pressing left click, you need to point them, and I wasn't quite pointed at the dog, which is why he got me. Something that's also quite important, so for Full House, there is a strategy for the second floor that revolves around... Oh, that's unlucky. No, not unlucky, that's just bad. There's a strategy that involves taking a gun, using it to lure people, and it's faster, but the reason I don't opt for it, so that's also not annoying, but I don't opt for it because that door is a big bullet. Every time you shoot someone, each bullet has a 90% chance to kill. So normally it's just a simple matter of, yeah, just shoot another time, but sometimes it can kill you. I'm anyway, so now clean hit is the first time we use this hostage mechanic. The game doesn't teach you how to do it, so you kind of just... I've not seen him open the door before. That's a new one. So these waiters, if you hug this wall, they just don't see you for whatever reason, so I need a Uzi. And so we just use that with a hostage to deal with the 2 or 3 patrolling people. So if I got a double barrel there, I would have picked him up as a hostage because you move like marginally faster, but I didn't, so that's a shame. Now this is Neighbours, this next level. And this is the second most difficult to skip in the game because... yeah. So I'm going to head right and then left. Right, get in, left, invisible wall. So we need to get to the car. So we need to get 2 people because we need to get out first. I hope he sees that. Whether that guy sees the weapon you drop there is... I want to say luck dependent. It's probably position dependent or something, but it feels luck dependent. You also need to get the timing right when moving on the stairs, otherwise he might run away. You then also need to get through the door, otherwise you'll die like that. Let's try this again. I do have a rap of this level going really bad. During a previous marathon I lost like, finishing underestimate, but I lost in the region of 3 minutes to this level, which was just not what you want to happen. So I'm going to take it a little bit safe because I'm thinking about that a bit more now. I don't know why that didn't work. I don't know why that didn't work. And he's got a knife, which means the set part is going to be a little bit more difficult. This guy isn't supposed to be here, he's supposed to be in there. That guy could have picked up that knife and killed me, which would have just lost more time. So I should probably note that this skip saves... There's 2 things in this... Oh no. Okay. So what I'm going to do... I really hope he sees this knife. Because normally I just throw whatever weapon I get, bat, pipe at him. But because it's a knife, it has, I think it's a 50% chance to kill, which would just end it, so... Now Biker is a difficult level casually because you don't understand his movement, he always seems to be on you, but he just responds to your movement. He's not that difficult. I nearly died there, but I didn't quite. Now, depending on what happens in that... So... that was bad. Oh well. But deaths happen. No reset run, whatever. So... when you get it on the sides, which I try to avoid, but I moved too early there, there's a... I don't know the percent, but there's a chance that you get a clank. And if a clank happens, basically you just die. Then you try to hit him close to the door, because it reduces walking on the way out. There is a very fancy trick you can do that saves gains 6 seconds by warping you straight into the lift, but I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to do it. And that's neighbours. Now push it. It's a lovely level, but we don't care for it because we're just going to start, get this guy. Not getting him to see you is just a matter of timing it right. You need to just walk back at the right time so that he sees you but you don't die, and I just missed it. Crackdown is a fun level because the cycle in this first room is different depending on the category of running. So the fact that that guy's there is random but also kind of good because you can get those two guys in that bottom room stuck like down at the bottom where you just can't guess at them. Normally we would lure more people than this, but hopefully, yeah. So once you've killed enough people, that red light spawns, which means the police are coming, so then you can just kind of get out. You don't have to punch that guy there, but you also can, so I do. Now, Hot and Heavy is a great level, and it's kind of good that we don't skip it because it's a difficult level. But because of Mask Collection, I take intentional death here because it puts me on a better cycle. Most people don't take the gun there, but the reason I use the shotgun is... so that guy's position is random, but the reason I take the shotgun is I find it makes it more consistent. Kind of a few seconds for consistency is a pretty good trade in my opinion. Because obviously you have to do that entire room if you die right at the end. There's a lovely strat for this room that involves using Tony, but it relies on getting decent gun luck. That guy in the top left always seems to survive, I don't know why. Yeah, and because it relies on getting an assault rifle, sometimes you can get just shafted. That guy was not supposed to be there, but I can kind of work around it. I need some guys in that room to see me, because I need another gun. It's pretty clean overall, to be honest. I might even hesitate to say this is gold pace, which is nice. 76 in-game time in the top left there, that's probably the fastest I've done it, but you do get this score screen. Deadline is also a difficult level. Involves some tricky positioning on the second floor. Or you can just... Oh my... So surviving a bullet, 10% chance. That's quite lucky. So 3 seconds off gold. By the way, my PB time is currently incorrect because I pressed the wrong button. My PB is like a 20:34. Now, if you're quick with numbers, you might be able to tell that my target for this segment is actually currently significantly faster than my gold. And that's because my gold for this has close to 50 seconds worth of mistakes. Yeah, 5-0. And Trauma is... It's the first level that's not really feeling like Hotline. You're not, as you can tell, but I'm going to crash the game right now. Just look first. So the reason I've just crashed the game is because the cutscene that plays out is so long and it saves right before you do it that it's faster to just crash the game and move on. Now Assault, oh boy, it's difficult casually, it's difficult speedrunning it, and this skip isn't exactly easy. I do a slightly... I don't want that guy to go there. I really don't. This is quite bad. Yeah, that's actually kind of... I don't want that guy to see me. So I might try to kill one of these guys. He's kind of okay to kill. Okay, so I've got out, which is kind of the difficult bit, because you need to get out with one guy in this room so that he can see you and come out. Now, I'm going to hope he sees one of the weapons up there. See, that can just bring him straight back to me. I noticed too... I don't think he's punching that high up. I'm going to hope he sees the second one up there. Yeah. I mean, normally you don't get 3 people, but this is how I deal with getting extra people. So now I just need to get him in the right... what, there's another one? Okay. I'm learning new things about this. So just dropping it again to look. I need him further down. There we go. So if you get him too high up, you just can't. That was sketchy. That is the most difficult skip in the game. I do like Chapter 4 because literally apart from Showdown, every level has some tech in it, I'm going to say. That guy's, I think he's got a gun, yeah. So, his reaction times depend on whether he has a gun or a melee weapon. So you need to, I walked too far into that room, so you just need to like practice the times to get him out without dying. But empty this because I don't want him to use it on me later. Come up here please. There we go. Now I'm just pushing him to like around, stay still, around the corner point to get him out. Well in, I should say. Now Showdown is kind of, it's a nice point in a run to get to because it's a relatively easy level and so he died right after I did. That guy takes 6 bullets to die, which is a full shotgun blast, but I'm sorry, that's like instantly. They die with 1 bullet with enough time, but you want them to die instantly because it's faster. And I just missed a bit on the spread. Easy. Not end of, like, this is the end of the main story, but not the end of the run, because you've got chapter 5. So, this is a nice break, because due to using menuing or quick and continue, you don't actually get a lot of breaks in a run. Because just the pace is a bit off. I know what my old gold was that didn't do a salt skip, so I was actually losing time to my old gold, which is kind of sad, but whatever. Now part 5, so time goes back and we play as the biker we saw earlier. If I did call him the biker then, yeah, this is why. Really great naming right there, but that guy nearly shot me, which was a bit sad. Oof, okay, dying to that guy is quite bad. Oh, it's the guy with the assault rifle who shot me. Let's see. try to throw a knife like as I come around the corner to reduce the time that he sees me for, but sometimes he just shoots anyway. Because so enemies' reaction times, it depends whether they have a gun or a melee weapon, and depending on the gun it's also different. So I think the fastest is it's either double barrel or assault rifle and then shotgun. Now this guy, that second guy with the gun, his position is random, so he's kind of in a nice place there, but he can be in places that just lose you time, and it's not your fault because RNG is unfortunately a part. Yeah, it was a bit too late that he was too far. Because I'm trying to basically stay on the bottom end of that pool table, because it means that hopefully those two guys see you, the three melee guys see you, and that bottom left guy doesn't see you, but he is today. That's nearly what's supposed to happen. Yeah, it's close enough. Now there's I'm going to call it a trick shot, which I just missed. But basically, if you hug that inside there, you can just about kill him. I use my knife for the other guy because his position is random within that room, so it's better to kind of get him out of the way. Now this is pretty much the end of the run, to be honest, because these last two levels, Prank Call and Resolution, they're just wrapping up the little bits of the story that you get to see in this run. There we go. Using the lock-on feature, which is the only time I use it during this run, because I don't really need it anywhere else. And time to perform the last glitch of the game, which this might be fine, but it's probably not going to be. No, that's... yeah. So, I tried to throw my knife earlier, because it means that you get to go through the wall and reduce walking, but I just missed, so... that's a shame. Now, we don't use quit and continue for this level, purely because of the way the game saves in a new game many percent. So we don't want to give this till, like... It is just a matter of a few seconds, but it's like giving this category a straight up advantage by giving it a feature that New Game Any Percent can't do is just unfair. And time comes when we reach the bike. Might have split fraction early there, but 22:30. Yeah, probably going to throw my estimate in at 24 minutes, which I sort of tend to do now. Showdown going that... I'm going to refer to this as the name. Showdown going that bad is kind of... that could... I wouldn't expect it to go much worse than that, but it could. Deadline went well, Decadence went well, Half-Life was bad. So yeah, 24 minutes is fine. Thanks for watching my submission.